All right, this is the Jake podcast, the Jake podcast Millennial Edition. We've got Aaliyah sitting in the studio. We're actually doing it. We're not even waiting until the shop is closed. We're doing it. You asked me a few minutes ago, like, you're just gonna do it while, what if customers come in?
That's what he said.
That's right. Yeah, self-serve. We'll just make them go over there. Hopefully, it'll be good customers. I do it with a few customers that come in, and I just tell them, go over there, get what you need. Don't lie, don't cheat, don't steal. It's like to put up the 10 Commandments, even though I don't really believe in them. Just give me a solid on the 10 Commandments while we're in the shop. But with having, you're an interesting enough person. I asked you, current events, right? The hurricane that came through and whatever, which I was surprised that you even pulled out Harvey. And you were certain, you were like, Harvey. And I was like, no, the one like yesterday that just kind of ran all the way. Harvey. That was Irma, right? So the fact, I will give you kudos that you figured out that you were hip enough. How did you even know about Harvey? Was it just news, or do you know somebody in?
I have family in Houston, Texas.
Okay. So you were hip to it, paying attention to it, following along. Okay, awesome. It's a lot like watching some of the late night TV shows where you see like Jimmy Kimmel, and they'll ask people like, name a congressman, and they're like, what?
What's a congressman?
Exactly, right? So we could easily go down that road, but yeah, the random hurricane stuff. Yesterday was 9/11, right? So 9/11. And what was that? 2001. So what? How old were you? Like, that was like 16 years ago. So you were like 3 years old, yeah?
Yeah.
So you don't really remember what you were doing at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I was walking.
Yeah.
I was peeing on squirrels, I think.
Peeing on squirrels.
Someone has to.
Okay. Well, look, cool. If they're there and you have to pee, why not? I suppose I'm a little more friendlier with wildlife and squirrels,
No.
and so you peed on squirrels.
Squirrels are scary. They got rabies. They eat people.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
I
Haven't you
feed-
ever seen a movie where they have those sci-fi effects and they have the squirrels eating the people, or the spider eating the people, or something eating the people?
Something, but I've never seen a ravenous squirrel go haywire or whatever. I hang out with squirrels, like squirrels outside my house. I kid you not. I will, if I'm out there and I look, I think I'm Dr. Dolittle, right? Like the Eddie Murphy movies. Like I can talk to animals. You've seen me with my dogs and whatever,
Yeah,
right?
I know.
So I believe that I can communicate with them. And squirrels, they grab stuff and they hold it, right? And they use their little hands, right? So I'm like, okay, they have some evolution to them, right? They're using their hands. It's only, a few million years before they figure out how to use tools. That's when you should worry about the squirrel. Like when a squirrel has a bow and arrow or whatever, then you might want to worry about them. But until then, I think you're pretty solid. I'll look at the squirrel across the yard, and I'm like, hey, squirrel.
They look at you so hard, like,
They'll stop and be like, what you talking about, man? And I'll take something like I'm eating it, and I take it and I hand it to him, I'll walk in my house. That squirrel will run up, sit on the deck. I had like 2 or 3 of them that were super tame. I will literally go and, okay, cool. Here's my squirrel buddy, right? So got cool squirrel buddy. They like peanuts. They like peanut butter. They'll take bread type things. They're really down with donuts also. So that's.
Scoob doesn't try and eat them or anything?
I can't do it now. No squirrels come anywhere near my house. I have a wolf. I have wolf. You know what's funny when you mention the Scoob scenario. I told you about the little girl. I'm kind of over the all spring and summer of going out and just random. What kind of weird stuff can I get into? And I factored it down to two young ladies I was going to hang out with one being the front runner. She's deathly afraid of dogs, and I have 3. So my text scenario, did I show you a little bit about the text where she said
Yeah.
horse and whatever?
That's hilarious.
And the more I thought about it, and as I was sitting there last night and didn't have, she wasn't there, she had to work, but still, it would have been a whole production to get her in my house and get her past the dogs, and the dogs weren't running around like crazy or whatever. So I thought about it, and I was like, I don't know. I mean, even though the sex is good and whatever, I don't know if I can have a functional relationship with this chick if she doesn't like dogs. Like, it's now a new prerequisite. Like, you have to be not just like okay with dogs, like, hi buddy, and pet him on the head. Like, you have to like dogs. You have to. I don't care.
Yeah, you put dogs before people.
I do. Well, you see my dogs. They're chill.
Scoob is the sweetest.
dude, today I had him on a walk. And I've got Shadow behind me, and it's on, the Facebook or on my Facebook page and whatever. And I'm walking, got Scoob on a leash and Shadow walking behind me. They're friends of mine. So they pull up and they're like, hey, what's going on? They've got like 3 young kids, 2 teenagers, and then normal guy and girl. They all come over. Oh my God, he's so pretty. Everyone like, oh, look. So I'm holding him on a nice leash. Dude, he's perfectly behaved. I'm like, Scoob down. He'll get down. The little kid came up and they're playing with him. And dude, my dog walk took like 45 minutes longer than it should have because everyone, he stopped. Shadow was like, screw this creature, right? Like, my old dog is like, wait a minute, nobody wants to hang out with me, right? Everyone wants to see this new fancy dog or whatever. So, yeah, he got petted and, he behaved himself. And I've got a cute little hot chick that I enjoy the sex and I enjoy everything else with. And she's neat. She just doesn't like dogs. And in my world, I'm sorry, I'm probably going to have to let you go. I'm going to have to cut her loose. I don't know. I don't know what it would be in your, if you started dating a guy and he just hated Michelle. Like, you and Michelle have been inseparable for the last year and a half, almost 2 years. I thought you two were, conjoined twins or something. I never saw y'all apart except when she went away for a while or was missing in action. Do you remember that face?
Yes.
I was like, dude, wait, who are you and why are you by yourself? I'm like, you're normally with that other chick.
I don't know what happened.
She was gone for a hot minute, yeah. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have to cut it loose because I lose interest extremely, extremely quickly, super fast. So the fact that I was sitting at home last night, did whatever, didn't go out, I could have went and saw her, but I'm like, do I really want to deal, or am I just that semi-shallow that I'm like, screw it, right? How dare you not be perfect and love dogs? But if you're gonna hang out and be at my house all the time, you kind of have to be okay with dogs. It makes me happy seeing other people being happy with my creature, right? I guess it would be like having a kid, and you're dating someone that, I don't like kids. I don't know.
That's understandable, though.
No, that's understandable. But see, I can fake it. Well, and I don't really fake it. I just don't want any of my own, and I don't want kids to bother me all the time. But if my lady friend, my sex, is somehow, has a reoccurring constant reminder that she had sex a few years back, right, and it has arms and legs and wanders around the house, I'm going to be cool to it, right? Because it's not mine. I can be cool and be like, little person, what are you doing? Here,
but you gotta admit, there is 4 little Jakes running around somewhere.
There's a high probability. There was actually something, I know we were talking about it and we were joking about it the other day, but I scoured through Facebook or looked somewhere and I went, I was like, there's a pretty good chance. I was like, and I tried not to snoop and look and be like, I wonder if that one's mine, or I wonder if that one's mine, but it's a real thing. I've got.
Oh my God, I actually made you nervous about that.
But you got to think at this point, everyone's settled in with their existence, right? They've already pinned the child on someone else, right? They're either getting child support or pretending to have a happily ever after situation. The little kid just will come out with light reddish hair and, likes to talk a lot. If I run into somebody and go, oh, hey, I haven't seen you in a while, and the little kid's sitting there talking all crazy and chasing dogs around or whatever, probably mine. Pretty good chance it's mine.
No, except watch your kid not even like dogs, but watch him like cats.
I mean, it's cool as long as they don't gripe about whatever. As long as you like some form of animal, I guess. I can get down with that, I suppose.
But what your lady friend is like, don't just stay with her because you say the sex is good. It's you can get sex from anywhere.
Well, yeah, but you got to think. All spring and summer, dude, didn't have a problem. It was happening. It was falling out of the sky, right? It was like, oh, look at this, vagina. Yeah, there's some more vagina. Boobs. And that was cool for a while, but it's becoming wintertime. And every time I get into any kind of pseudo relationship or I begin to hang out with anyone on a permanent basis, it happens in September, October. Maybe because the weather's cooling down and everyone's looking for somebody to cuddle with. It's going to be snowy.
It's cuffing season.
Yeah. I need someone to go to a movie with and whatever. Right. And I'm not opposed to it, but I think we had this conversation a day or two ago that I have to feel somewhat comfortable with the person that I'm with and heaven forbid, at this point, finding someone that I have sex with and I can be around for the, few hours that you're not having sex or whatever, and I'm comfortable, or the sex is comfortable, dude, that's all I need right now. I get up and go to work. I walk my dogs, go to the gym, go do everything I need to do. The only part missing is my day is when I get home and go, oh, balls. Hey, what's up? How was your day? Cool, blah, blah, blah. Let me see your boobs. Right? And, wrestle and play around and do some stuff. And then, cool, we can talk about random stuff. And I just have the sex and whatever. Then I'm going to go to sleep. Maybe I'll try and do some shenanigans in the morning when I get up. And then I'm going to go to work again. It's like Groundhog's Day. You do it every day. So I guess I'm not that crucial to who that person would be, just as long as either the sex is good, you like my dogs, and you're not, I don't know, you're not a pain in the neck. You don't yell at me about my socks not being in the hamper or something. Like,
You don't put your socks in the hamper?
oh, dude, it really depends.
You talk shit about Travis not doing shit. You can't even put your socks in the hamper.
Look, there's a possibility that there will be some clothes here and there, but if you walked into my segment of the house and his segment of the house, totally different. It looks like Hurricane Harvey, not Irma, but Hurricane Harvey ran through the basement, right? Because he lives underground. You're baffled by it. Me, you walk into my bedroom and I may have the shirt I had last night laying on my dresser, and I have to put my socks up because Scoob will,
Eat 'em.
he will eat them. And I'm a guy, right? I don't do much, right? You see my life. I walk in here, I sit down, and I make sure people get help with quitting smoking or whatever weird flavor they want. So it's not as if I need, my socks don't go through a lot of trauma. So I'll double wear my socks. I'll wear my socks multiple days.
And your underwear.
Underwear only if I get in the hot tub. If it's a no hot tub day, they go directly in the hamper. Right? They got to go away. Bad things have happened throughout the day. They need to go away. I've got like 700 pairs of underwear, so I'm good. Like, dude, I have like plenty. But socks, on the other hand, I don't know. It seems like a drag to go in the drawer and then unroll them and make sure, are they the right height? Did I put them together in the proper, is it, the taller sock, a lower sock or whatever? So at least I know the ones that I wore yesterday are cool. It wasn't like 400 degrees. I didn't go run a marathon. They're cool. I can put them on. They go by my feet. Nobody else is down by my feet. If you're down by my feet, that's your problem, right? But I'm not a smelly dude in general, right? Like I would have to wear no deodorant and have like a temperature of like 104, 105 for like 2 days to get underarm like BO smell. Yeah, no, it's good. Well, I'm hairless. I'm like a freaking hairless cat. So
That's so true on the lows.
yeah, like seriously. And the little hair I do have is blonde, right? So you look and it's just like a little glistening, and then it ends like there's nothing more from here. I got like 2 hairs on my nipple and like one that makes it look like I have a hair coming out.
Out of curiosity, when did you hit puberty?
I think the normal time, like 13. Like I think 13 is that's when you're supposed to.
So when did you start growing your hair?
Oh, I remember when I grew pubic hair. I remember the hair on my head and everything started at normal time, like as the little person's supposed to. But I think I was in like seventh grade-ish. Because I remember 6th grade, everyone would make fun and be like, oh, baldy or whatever. But I remember I played sports and whatever, right?
Yeah.
So I think in like 7th grade is where you would play. You would play some form of sport that you would have to shower or change in the locker room. And that's where I remember feeling like super happy and confident. Like I was at East Middle School in Plymouth, right? And I was like, oh, and I remember peeing and looking, and I'm super redhead, right? You saw the pictures where I used to be super, super, super redhead. And as I looked down, I went, ha. Like it just kind of grew overnight. Like there was nothing, or like maybe little, but then it just turned red. And it was nifty. So it had to have been like 7th grade. And I don't know. How old are you in 7th grade? Are you 13-ish?
No, I was 13 when I was... Yeah, I was 13 when I was in 8th grade. I was 12.
Oh, okay.
In 7th grade.
Okay. Yeah, I have no idea what the ages, what they are and what they do. But, yeah.
So
but I remember that. I remember feeling really proud. And same thing with underarm hair. When I got underarm hair, like I would sit like this, like, look at me, got underarm hair. Like I wanted to show people. I didn't want to tell anyone, like, hey man, look at my underarms. I got underarm hair. But yeah, It was kind of neat. It had to have been that seventh, eighth grade. Like you were becoming a man. Like as a dude, you know, you're a boy, right? You got a penis and, you know, whatever. You're not furry. You don't have hair everywhere. And then it was at that point that I got underarm hair and whatever. Like it was neat. Like I was like, dude, how can I make it grow more? Like I wanted like a super bush. I wanted my armpit to look like this. Like, hey, what's up? That was a thing.
Out of curiosity, when you grew your armpit hair and you were trying to brag about it, did anyone look at you and just be like, huh, that's funny. You got armpit hair, but I got pubic hair, bitch.
Oh no, there was a whole talk. Like once it was, I think the first dude who like it, and ironically it wasn't me because I didn't talk that. I was actually a shy, quiet little kid. I didn't talk nearly as much as I do now.
Really, you were shy like me? I'm so kidding.
Yeah, I know, right? You were not the shy one. But yeah, I was shy and quiet. So, you know, like I remember the one dude, like, and it's all genetics, right? It's whatever their family background is. Some people grow mustaches and whatever at a young age. Be like, dude, you're in 7th grade. How do you have a fucking mustache? Like, didn't you in 6th grade? You were like 5'1". You came in, you're like, you know, 5'11" with a full mustache. Like, you kind of look like that dude who was in, you know, in class with us last year. But yeah, it's kind of weird. And yeah, and then once you get it, then, you know, the powers that be, now you got to manscape it. And now you've got to manscape it, ladyscape it. You ladyscape, I take it, right? I've told you stories about bad winter bush that I've ran into.
Yes, and I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah. I one of the last stories that I told had something to do with winter bush. And I remember saying it in front of a female, and she was appalled, like,
Why?
this girl had winter? Like, what? And I was like, Normally I'd stop and go, we got to go take care of that. Like, we're going to move this party into the bathroom, and yeah, we got to do something. So I haven't run into a winter bush in a while.
Well, just find a fat, obese person. I'm sure you'll find one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there it happens. And we finally got an entry. So we'll go ahead and we'll stop right there, and we'll pick up as in a few minutes after we help people quit smoking.